What is up guys, and welcome to a new series where I use money making guides from the OSRS Wiki. If you guys enjoy this idea, I'll definitely make more and try to run through every single one of these on the list, no matter how ridiculous they might be. I'll be trying and testing out these money makers to see how accurate they are so you don't have to. Let's get into the video. So for today's video we have another unique suggestion, and it is to do Sinister Chests. Now this is something that I have never ever done in this game, so I thought it would be a nice interesting moneymaker to do, and boy was I right, because I have a lot of information to share with you guys on this moneymaker in the wiki. So the wiki describes, the normal way to go about doing this, but it's actually pretty inaccurate. So the wiki says that you'll be taking about 3 keys per trip because your inventory will of course fill up with the herbs, but these herbs actually get noted, so you can actually take a lot more keys. I was able to bring 21 keys with me because I had to leave space for the rune pouch, and then of course the 6 different kinds of herbs that you can get. So as far as the inventory goes, I'm just taking my graceful because we will be doing a lot of running. I'm taking a wilderness sword of 4 because we need a slash weapon to get past the webs. I'm taking the max cape because, well, I always take that, and it also acts as a graceful cape. The most important thing I think here is to bring a serpentine helm. If you don't have a serpentine helm, you can just use super anti-poisons, antidotes, anything that can get rid of poison, because the chest does have a chance to poison you whenever you try to open it. I'm also bringing my Lumbridge ring that I get for doing the, I believe it was the Elite Diary, and this just gives me 3 full restores on stamina once a day, so I bring that just in case we run out of stamina. And then in the inventory you'll see that I have a rune pouch that has Law and Earth runes. These are the runes that we will be using to cast the Watchtower teleport, and there is a quest that you need to do to unlock that teleport. It's actually called Watchtower, so make sure you get that done. And if you do the hard Arduin diary, you actually get the option to switch the teleport location to Yanil, which I will be using because it's very helpful to get back to the bank. It actually teleports you here to the spot that I'm currently at right now. As you can see right here, I can right click on the teleport and you can set the default location to Yanil. So just a little helpful tip, so you don't actually have to right click and hit Yanil every single time. Normally the Watchtower teleport would take you further north into the actual Watchtower, but with the diary done, you get teleported in the center of Yanil, which is, again, like I said, a very helpful teleport. So with all that being said, now I can show you the way to the dungeon. First, we're going to go to the bank that's right here, grab our keys. Again, I'm bringing 21 keys, and since I didn't know how many keys I was actually going to use in 1 hour, I just went ahead and bought 500. If I needed more, then I would have just bought more in the end, but I bought 500 just to be safe. I always like to buy a little bit more than what I think I'll need, just so I don't have to interrupt my trip and go to the GE back and forth. But you will see that I got 21 keys and I left 6 spaces open. Again, those are for the herbs that you'll be collecting from this moneymaker. And then once you have that, you can run past the nightmare zone, run west, and you'll reach this little area right here with spiderwebs. And this is where you use your slash weapon to get through the spiderwebs. And then you can go down the stairs. And then once you are down the stairs, you come over here to the east. You walk across this little area, and this brings you very close to the place that we'll be spending most of our time. You go through the last obstacle pipe right there, and the chest is in this room with all the skeletons. Now, normally, I think the skeletons would be aggressive depending on your combat level, but since we're pretty high up, they didn't bother us. But I think if you're lower combat, they might interrupt you opening up the chest, which could be quite annoying, but again, I'm not sure how that affects your speed, since they didn't attack us and they left us alone. But yeah, that is pretty much it. That is the way to get to the chest. And then of course, once you use all your keys here, you use the Watchtower teleport and repeat the process all over again. So now I get to talk about the wonderful discovery I made about the whole noted herbs type deal. So normally the wiki is fairly accurate for at least all the moneymakers that we've been doing, but for this one, for some reason, it's a little off. And I think that might be because there was maybe an update to the Sinister Chest. So apparently on October 30th of 2014, the Sinister Chest was made so that it gives noted herbs. Now this is a huge change because when I originally saw this in the comments as a suggestion to do for a video, I looked it up and the wiki was saying that it was around 100k. And just thinking about all the trips you'd have to make, only 3 keys at a time, for 100k, I was really dreading doing this moneymaker, but in the end I finally decided, let's do it. And the day that I finally decided to record, which was yesterday, the wiki had gone up to around 300k, so I said, okay, well, you know, at least we'll be making a decent amount of money when we do this. And then, of course, I normally like to do a trial run of all these moneymakers before I actually start the 1 hour, and I realized that the chest gave the herbs in noted form, and I was very, very surprised. So after realizing that I wouldn't have to bring only 3 keys and that we could actually do 21 at a time, you could say that I was pretty excited to do this moneymaker, not only because it was going to be more AFK, but also because we could make a lot more money than what the wiki said. So with this new discovery, we were able to AFK a long time here at the chest. I believe the wiki said that you would get around 8 seconds of downtime between opening the chest. So overall, it was, you know, over 2 minutes of just chilling in this one spot. I was really dreading doing this moneymaker because, again, 3 keys would have been a nightmare. You would come here and open the chest only 3 times and then have to run through the entire course again. It would feel like you were training agility, which is by far my least favorite skill. I'd rather do rune crafting than agility, if I'm being honest. But yeah, so I was pretty happy doing this video, and we actually got a bit of good luck throughout the entirety of this video. Towards the end, when I sold the herbs, we actually got them for a very nice price. Usually we have to either put them under market price or wait a little bit, but these sold instantly and they sold for over market price. So I think we did this moneymaker at a really, really good time. And if you're planning to try this moneymaker out, I suggest you do it right now, because honestly, the price could go down, it could go up, who knows. I don't know if this video will actually affect the market that much, but it is a very good moneymaker as of right now. And as for the amount of money that I spent on the keys, I actually paid over the actively traded price of what they said they were trading at. I believe the actively traded price was like around 33k, but I ended up paying 34,593 GP for 500 keys. So a little bit over, but I really wasn't too worried, because at this time that I was buying keys, I wasn't even expecting a huge profit. I was still expecting that, you know, low amount, but you know, it wasn't until later that I found out that we could do these big trips with all these keys and make a lot more money. So honestly, I think it's worth it either way. But if you really do want to max out the amount of money you can make here, then just go ahead and leave an offer for these keys, a low offer, you know, a little under market price, and just let it sit overnight. That way you can get more money for the keys. And the same can be said about the herbs. Just leave them in overnight for a little over the price, and they'll eventually sell, and you will have yourself a nice little profit. And before anyone says anything, you could bring an earth staff to supply the infinite earth ruins for the teleport, but in reality, I was thinking that bringing an extra sinister key would be more worth it, because you get around 3,000 coins for each key that you use on the chest. And if you were to bring the earth battle staff, that would mean that you'd have to bring the slash weapon in the inventory, and you'd lose out on that extra 3k every trip. And once again, the ring that I brought actually did help out. I used it 2 times to restore the run energy, but even if you don't have it, it's not that big of a deal, because you do regenerate a good amount of stamina from just waiting here and using the keys on the chest, so it's not a huge deal. It shouldn't impact the profit that you make that much, but again, if you have it, go ahead and bring it. There were a few times during this 1 hour where the chest was behaving kind of weird. I think it was just a lag issue. There was a time when I opened up the chest, and instead of the usual 8 seconds the wiki says it takes, it took a long time. I was moving my cursor everywhere, and I was clicking to see what was going on, but more than likely it was just lag. And here the timer did run out, but I decided to use all the keys since we did make it to the chest in time. So if you want to count it, you can count it. If you don't want to count it, then don't count it. But I was not about to tally out with a full inventory of keys. And after 1 hour, we can finally do a little price check, and as you see here, we finished off with 420 on most of these herbs. So I'd say it's pretty nice, pretty lucky. 420 herbs, very nice. It's like it was meant to be. And after that, we have a total price check of around 15.8 mil. Not bad at all. But the luck does not end there. Now we can finally sell the herbs, and as you can see here, the actively traded prices are higher than the market price. I don't recall that happening too often in this series, so this was a very nice surprise. Just throwing in the herbs for market price and then having them instantly sell. The only ones that didn't instantly sell were the Hairlanders. Those took a few minutes, but those were the, you know, on the cheaper end of the herbs, so it wasn't that big of a deal. And with a few minutes going by, we can collect the money that we got from the Hairlanders and add it to the total amount of money that we made from 1 hour. So after 1 hour, we have the 15.8 mil cash stack, and now we can go on to the next screen and see exactly how much money we made from 1 hour of opening Sinister Chests. So if we subtract the amount of money that we spent on ruins and Sinister Keys, which was 14,534,940 GP, from the amount of money that we made, which was 15,869,652 GP, we get a grand total profit of 1,334,712 GP. That amount of money is massive compared to what I thought we were going to make. I sincerely thought that we were going to make around 300k, so we made an extra 1 mil than what I originally thought. That's just insane to me, especially for this moneymaker. Honestly, it wasn't that stressful or tedious at all. Like, there was some running, but for the most part you were just clicking a chest and, you know, opening it, closing it, opening it, closing it. It was pretty straightforward and pretty chill, so not a bad moneymaker right now. And not only do you make a nice amount of cash, but you also get a massive amount of XP, and by massive I mean 630 agility and 1360 magic XP. So yeah, might be a new meta for training magic and agility. And with all that being said, I just want to say thanks for checking out the video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did making it. And if you really did enjoy it, consider giving it a thumbs up and possibly a subscription. I believe we have one more video left before the year ends, and I was planning to make it some sort of like progress update video. I know I've had someone before ask in the comments if I could do a bank video, or just talk about what I do on a daily basis in RuneScape, and I think it'd be a nice way to end the year. If you like the idea, let me know down in the comments below. And of course, if you have any ideas for any future OSRS Wiki money making videos that you want to see, also leave that in the comments down below. With that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video.